guys, it's been a while since I've done a video on the CSL, and I thought it was about time I did a bit of an update because I've owned this now for almost 18 months. I've covered about 1,000 miles in that time, so I haven't done as many miles as I thought I was going to do, but in my defense, there's been lockdowns. The latest we've had is a petrol shortage. The weather's actually been really nice this past week or so, and I really wanted to use it, but because of the petrol shortages, it just wasn't worth the risk. There was meant to be a CSL meet, and a lot of the guys even pulled out of that simply because they couldn't guarantee that they'd be able to make it there and back, because we run these on V-Power. With the whole E10 fuel that's been released, you're not going to put E10 in something like this. There's all of this talk about E10 just ruining the fuel lines because it's obviously higher ethanol. So yeah, you need the E5 fuel, which is now only V-Power, momentum, and yeah, there was a massive shortage of that, so we were screwed a little bit. But that looks to be over now, so I've still got half a tank, and I thought the weather's lovely, let's come out and have a play. So even though 18 months has passed, I'm still completely and utterly besotted by this car. It is just unreal. And I think, what's that saying? Time makes the heart grow fonder or something? I think it does. If you put this in the garage and you forget about it for a couple of weeks, then you roll it out, you need to reset, you have to recalibrate. It's just such an amazing car when you get out on the road. It's such an experience. You drive it, you love it. There's just so many things I love about this car. I could talk about it all day, really. It's just the driving experience, the seating position, the noise it makes, how it handles. It's so rare. You've seen so many CSL videos. I won't bore you with the finer details. Ultimately, you know how rare these cars are. Try and find one for sale at the moment. There are literally none available anywhere. The amount of people that have DM'd me on Instagram and just like messaged me saying, hey, do you want to sell? Let me know, can I have first dibs when you want to sell? So I'm not going to sell it. It's just, I never bought this car to sell. I bought this car to just have as a toy and use and fit through tiny gaps. Ooh, like this. Ooh. Yeah, we're good. You do feel a bit mindful when you're out in busy traffic because there's so many idiots out on the roads. My neighbour opposite me had quite a big shunt just a couple of days ago on the school run. Some little lad in a Suzuki Swift or something just pulled out of a junction, and yeah, the Discovery completely T-boned this poor lad. He was fine, but yeah, it doesn't matter how good a driver you are, you can't always account for other people's actions, other people's behaviours, and that does concern me a little bit when you're out just enjoying yourself in this car. You've got to be so alert. As with any car, there's a few things that concern me, especially with this one, because it's so rare. Parts are just becoming non-existent. There's obviously still a few you can buy from BMW, but they're starting to charge a premium because they've cottoned on to what these cars actually are now. And yeah, things are getting very expensive. Like, don't quote me on this, but set of seats now are kind of north of £10,000. The front bumper, if you want one of them from BMW painted and fitted, I think one of the guys recently in the CSL group was quoted £6,000. The genuine CSL boot lid is north of £3,000. The CSL airbox, I think it's about £5 grand, £6 grand. And again, this is as of the date of this video, so you know, if you're watching this in the future, those prices may have continued to have gone north. So yeah, it does concern me a little bit, mainly when I'm out kind of driving either later at night or very early in the morning and there's wildlife out there. I ran over a badger, and that I had to stop literally just to go and check the front. Luckily, he was kind enough to have gone right down the middle, so the bumper wasn't ruined. Poor badger was. I didn't kill it, by the way. It was the Sainsbury's driver in front of me that killed it. He just decided to continue underneath mine and the M3 behind me. This car stunk of badger for about a month afterwards. It was horrific, the smell, and it got worse when you put your foot down. The smell just emanated through the car. It was gross, but yeah, that's finally gone now. So yeah, the parts, front bumpers, badgers, scary. And whilst I may have only done like 1,000 miles in you know, the last, what, 18 months or so since I've owned it, I still use it. I still want to bring it out. I don't just want to put it to bed and put it under a car cover and leave it. I still feel like, even just if it was once a month or once every few weeks, you just come out and play in it. You know, it's such a cool little toy. It'd be a shame just to put it away. And because this is a higher mileage car, yeah, you know, obviously the values have still gone mental regardless of mileage, but I just feel, you know, it's still fine to use. It's not going to affect the value that much. Put in a few more thousand on it. Those of you that follow the CSL market will probably have seen that BMW are toying with the idea of launching an M4 CSL, and nice. I'm not that sold on it, to be honest. It's never going to weigh what the E46 CSL weighs. The spy shots of it are just the grille again. It's got that massive goofy grille on the front. It's not going to be lightweight. I don't know. Is it going to be a marketing exercise? Probably. I just think the CSL badge carries such weight. You can't just go and chuck it on any old M4, and I think that's why they're being so careful with it. I think it may well be the CS that they go with in the end rather than the CSL. I just really feel that they've got to be so careful if they do put that badge on the new BMW, how that's going to be perceived. I don't know. It's like the new Defender that went down like a fart in an elevator. Just people saying it should not have been called the Defender, it should be called the Discovery Sport. I can see that happening with the CSL, just people not being happy at all. But we will see. It's in BMW's hands. It's still fun whenever you take it out, someone wants to race you, and it's normally the guys in the RS3s, the ones with the pops and bangs, or the Golf Rs. And yeah, alright, in a straight line they will be faster than this thing, but as everyone knows about CSLs, it is not about straight line performance, it is about the whole package with these. But I'm not going to preach. I do think though, if BMW mess up the M4 CSL and they actually announce it as the CSL, it's only going to help the values of these even more, isn't it? Because people are just going to realise just how raw these original E46 CSLs actually are, and how they've missed the trick with the new CSL. Now it's autumn time currently, and I have bit the bullet. I've actually bought a car cover. I did quite a lot of shopping around to try and find a nice one, and I've gone with classic editions in the end. I never previously bought a car cover because part of me always thinks when you put a car cover on, you're kind of saying goodnight to it, aren't you, for months at a time. But I don't know, it's just the weather is so cold, and out in the garage it's not a heated garage or anything, and just over the very colder months I think it's just better to keep it under a quality cover, really. And classic editions really are just amazing quality. I had a look at quite a few different companies, and it's not just the cover, it's the service as well. The guys were just unbelievable, and it was like next day delivery, so I ended up kind of buying one for the Defender as well. Not a whole car cover, it's just an outdoor one, as opposed to the CSL one is an indoor one. But because the Defender lives outside and it takes forever to defrost that thing on the winter mornings, I thought I may as well just get myself a half cover that I can chuck over the roof and the front windows, so that it just saves me a little bit of time in the morning on the school run. And whilst we're on the topic of the school run, this is not going to be used on the school run anymore. Now we've changed schools. The parking is absolutely atrocious by the mums. If you have a look to the left, Koenigsegg. Yeah, so they literally park everywhere. They just park all over the pavements, in trees, you name it. So yeah, that's not happening anymore. SMG update, it's absolutely fine. Can't fault the changes, as long as you're going some, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, driving around town isn't that great, but you don't usually used to drive around town, really, do you? bumps on, these CSLs are just becoming rarer and rarer. You don't see them. I haven't seen another one on the road apart from when I'm out with the other CSL owners. There are just none anywhere. There's none for sale. And with time, I think it's just improving. They're just getting better and better, really, and they're becoming more and more appreciated. You really just can't fault these cars. They feel like they're getting lighter as well. Newer cars keep getting heavier, and these cars just seem to feel more and more agile the more you take them out. So that was it, really, just a short video, little update on my 18 months or so of ownership of the CSL. Love it more than ever, and here's to many more years of this noise. See you again soon.